When you light up, yeah, lights all over me.
Welcome back to another Sunday of the Transition Talk Show. I am your host, Train, and today, man, we have a very interesting show, man. I have a good friend in the house, special guest. She is an actor and singer and like a minister of music. Miss Shay Wyndham be joining me today, and today, man, we'll be talking a little bit around healthy relationships in urban society. So, man, you guys join in with us. We will have the phone lines open. So, man, y'all tune into the show. What's going on, Shay?
I mean, not a whole lot. So first and foremost, let me get up into this mic like I love it. Let's get up on this mic. First and foremost, we gonna pronounce this name right. He calling me Shay Wyndham like I own
said
the Wyndham
Winton,
hoe.
Winton.
It ain't Winton, it's Wheaton, like a ton
okay.
of wheat. And I know that ain't the name you used to when we, crawled together and came up through school, but we gonna leave that alone. That's my grown name, Shay Wheaton. Now,
Wheaton,
yes,
like wheat.
like a ton of wheat bread.
I don't know where I get the wint from then.
I don't know, but I mean, I'll take Wyndham, you know what I'm saying? Wheatland, that's a street. I mean, I don't know.
I apologize to the surfers. You know what I mean? I don't mean no harm. You know.
It's all love. It's all love. You know I gotta act crazy. I ain't eat all my snack.
I do appreciate you coming into the show. I know you can get a little bit busy. You know, life has its surprises in your life and your field of work. You know, we never did get to do some collaboration on some things, so right. I know how it goes. So to be able to have you come here, yeah. I'm glad to have you come in. You know what I mean?
Thanks for having me, dude. I feel special.
And I'm taking my time.
Tread light.
I'm taking my time because, like I had told you before, I mean, I'm open to talk about things that's going to be able to help people who watch the show, right?
Right.
But I don't know if relationships, is like I'm a recovery coach. That I can go there,
right.
Although I can use my life, experiences all day.
Right.
But in relationships, I don't believe that they're really true experts.
No, absolutely
You know what
not.
I mean, on relationships or anything like that,
or
partnerships or nothing like that.
Right.
But seeing healthy relationships is something that I naturally would love to see more of.
Yeah.
In this day and time, anyway, you really want to be able to see people thriving together.
Right.
We have learned how to do everything on our own and self-acclaim myself.
Right.
But when home's suffering, then what type of really acclaim do you really have? When our children are out here, going through the darndest things right now, it really falls back on us.
Right.
And it really, and you begin to ask yourself and wonder, what are the dynamics? And how does that really look? And what can we really do in order to really bring a cohesiveness within the partnerships of, men and women at this time? And you're a person who, you're married. We just talked about the last name.
Right.
but it's a seasoned situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you wanted to talk about it, I'm like, okay, I'll go here because I ain't got that much season, but but we can go here. So.
Because I just wanted another perspective. I mean, it's not just you. I ask everyone that I encounter, what does a healthy relationship look like?
Right.
Because I want to know. I don't have all of the answers. I mean, I've been married now for 19 years. We've been together 22 years. What looks healthy and feels healthy to me may not look that way, to another person. I think for me, what makes a relationship healthy or my relationship healthy is understanding my spouse, understanding what it is that he needs, what he needs from me, what he needs as a man, and respecting those things and doing my best to make sure that I, in some way, accommodate those things.
Right.
Am I 100% all of the time? No. For 19 years, I've not been 100%. Neither has he, but we still find a way to make it work.
Right.
If that makes sense. So, I had a friend, if I can say this, healthy for her didn't look anything like my healthy.
Okay.
Healthy for her, and I can share this, I've already talked to that person. Healthy for her was being able to do what she wanted, when she wanted, how she wanted. Mm-hmm. And the same for him. Mm-hmm. But that's healthy for them in their 31 years of marriage.
Yeah.
So it looks different for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, like I have friends, who their relationship is multiple in one.
Okay.
And it seems to work for them.
And they live in Texas, not Utah.
Yeah, they stay in Texas.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
And that's healthy for them.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I can't juggle. Like that's just me.
Okay.
I can only do one at a time. You know what I mean? One individual comes with enough package within itself.
That's true.
It's like a grocery sack that you never get to pull all the groceries out of. You steady
putting in the bag.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's not. That's not the case. So I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
Okay.
What are some things that you actually see are essential things that's really needed in order to have a healthy relationship?
Number one. Communication. Definitely communication. And I'm going to say this, and hopefully people follow me. In that communication piece, there's silence. Mm. Silence can be good and silence can be bad. Mm-hmm. I'll come back to that, but definitely communication. Understanding, not just listening to one another, but actually understanding what the end piece is, within the conversation. And I will say it, financial stability. It's necessary because a lot of times most of the miscommunications are about what? Finances or lack of communication and not understanding where the other person is coming from.
Right, true.
So,
I mean, I follow that too, and I agree with that. For me, it has a lot to do with being able to understand a person inwardly. The first thing that we do is we pretty much try to go for things that we feel attracted to.
True.
But we're not really truly understanding the attraction and where the attraction is naturally coming from.
Okay.
Because I can be attracted to something and it looks appealing outside, but really the drawing is for something inside. And is that inside whole? Is it full? Or is it empty? Is it half? Is it partial? Based off where you are is based off what you actually are attracting, regardless on what it looked like. Because for me, I can't say I have 22 years in one place.
Right.
But within 22 years, I probably
you've been some places.
So within that, I can say the attraction was always something within more than it was what I saw outside. I always thinking that you was getting something better. You was always still having to deal with the things that you was dealing with in past because you haven't got past some things.
Attraction. So you do know that there is a difference between attraction and connection.
Yeah,
I feel the inward parts or those inward feelings, that's the connection.
Yeah.
And that outward thing is attraction. You can see 40, 50 people and be like,
Yeah. But see, your connections are just the same.
You think?
Oh, for sure.
I'll wait.
Okay. Okay. Well, look at it this way.
Okay.
When I was in the streets, right? Mm-hmm. I was connected to the people who I was with, but it doesn't mean that I was connected to something that was actually good for me. It was good for me for what I desired and what I wanted out of my life, but it wasn't leading me to nowhere but prison. It didn't lead me nowhere but getting shot. It led me nowhere but getting stabbed. It led me away from my family and not building with my family. So my connection was with something that, you know what I mean, was taking me further away from myself rather than far into, into myself.
It was still something inward because you were connected to those people or those things for how long?
The same as the attraction.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying connection and attraction can go hand in
Hand
hand.
in hand, yeah.
See, that's one of those call-in things because I need to hear from some old people, honey. That's one of them call-in.
People, man, if you want to call in, please feel free to call in. The number is 469-708-8609. Again, 469-708-8609. Feel free to call in, man. You can talk with Shay.
Somebody help me.
Or, just join in on the dialogue. But nah, I really do feel like, a lot of people say yoking. But I believe in being able to have a relationship that understands the roles of polarity.
Okay.
Which means that I want a relationship that we're doing this. It doesn't mean we're equally doing this. You know how people want to say yoking, but it means that we are both climbing the ladder.
So if one's here and you're here,
doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference.
As long as we're both climbing, yeah. Because you have to understand this. You may be more mature in some spaces that I may be.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that I'm not growing in it.
Right. Right.
So long as I'm doing the work in it.
Okay.
That means you don't have to stop, what you're doing because I'm doing it, and you can trust in that. So that's the roles of polarity.
Okay.
Now, it's a problem when you're climbing and you have to constantly keep reaching down.
That part right there.
That's the issue.
What's the fine line, though? Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I ain't no expert.
Right. And that's what I want to learn. What's that fine line?
I can say for me, it's being able to genuinely see the person. Yeah. And if you know that person and you want to know that person, you should be able to see that person, not outside, but within that person. You should be able to see when that person is struggling inside or when that person is liberated inside. And you know how to keep the safeness around it, that it can grow.
So that's a connection versus attraction.
But that comes from you now. That comes from your growth.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
So if I haven't grown, then I'm going to miss what I'm supposed to see. I'm blind in it.
So I'll use my relationship or my marriage as an example, 19 years. And I'm just asking you.
Okay.
In the 19 years, if I'm growing, if I'm here, and my spouse is still here on the ground, but he climbing though. He climbing. I mean, he got one foot on the ladder, but I'm here at the top. What's the cutoff? Or is that when that divine love and that divine connection comes in and you're just supposed to wait it out? Do you feel that way?
I don't believe in waiting.
You don't believe in wait?
I don't believe in waiting. What I mean by that when I say waiting, you still have to live your life.
Right.
Just because you have a partner doesn't mean your life stops.
Right.
I'm not in love with no one but myself in order that I know how to love someone else.
You're going to have to break that one all the way down for me because, honey, you just lost me. I need a snack.
Go ahead.
You ain't in love with nobody but yourself. What? Wait a minute. Where is my treat at, honey? Let me just sip some water because I...
Okay.
What you mean, dude?
Okay, it's like love is something that is in base, right?
Okay, I follow that.
Love is in base. The first person that I naturally really have to know how to love is myself.
Okay.
And me learning how to love me better allows me to be able to love out better.
Right.
So that means this is shared love. I'm not giving it up. I'm not taking my heart out and putting it into you.
Okay.
I'm sharing my heart with you.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, but what a lot of people do is they say, oh, I'm so in love. They done went head over heel, which meant they got no part of them no more. Everything is entrusted in another person.
Mm-hmm.
If I understand the heart and I understand the mechanism of the heart and how it works, I'm less than a fool to put it in the hands of somebody that ain't a doctor.
He's leery of them.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's my understanding. A lot of people come to a space of always feeling brokenhearted, but I don't understand brokenhearted. The heart is not a space that can be filled to a capacity because now it can be capped off. That's not real.
Okay, but I think you're thinking far too deep.
I'm tell you, if you can't
No. I got you, and I don't need no life
Yeah,
jacket.
if you
I'm in
can't
this thing.
swim.
I'm 10 toes down with you today. You got me here. Let's do the thing. But I'm saying, you tell me you don't know brokenheartedness. You don't wait a minute. You're going to have to break that down to me because I'm trying to follow you. What you mean? You mean it as it relates to relationships?
As it relates to relationships or anything, you should be open in heart, not broken in heart. You're going to always come back to that brokenness, which is just a sign of openness, in order for you to really feel it better and feel it right.
So somebody passed away. Oh, I'm open-hearted.
Yeah.
I ain't broken. I'm open-hearted. I ain't never heard.
Okay, so, but you just said the word pass. You didn't say die.
Passed away, expired, died.
I don't know.
No
death.
longer here.
I don't know death.
You don't know death.
No.
See, that's another show. That's 3 weeks from now. We're gonna bring it back to relationships because I can go all day with that one.
So my thing is this: me having a partner and me being in union with that person, right?
Okay.
I'm not so much in union with you physically.
Okay.
Because the physical shell is only a shell in order for us to be able to see ourselves spiritually.
Okay. I'm with that.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is not really a physical connection. The spirit can't die.
If it's not a physical connection, keep going. Then what is it?
It's a spiritual connection.
It's a spiritual connection. Is it not emotional?
Yes.
Okay, so how can you tell me that you've never been brokenhearted and you just sat here and told me that?
No, I said I'd never have my understanding now, which meant I had to grow within the understanding that I have now to be able to have something better or stronger to stand under.
Okay, so I'm going to go to plan B. Have you ever been in love?
No.
What was that? What was that? What?
because the fact is, whenever I thought it was, it caused problems.
Okay.
Because that's me giving too much of me to someone else rather than keeping the reliability first on myself.
To come to the realization that you gave too much of yourself to the individual means that you experienced some type of emotion. Was it a broken heart?
In that, no.
Okay.
In that context, you know what I mean, of understanding, I considered it to be. But I'm at a point now, see, if that was the case, I'd be still going through multiple relationships. I'd never come to a partnership.
Oh, so with that little nugget, are you saying that you're in a relationship?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, well.
I'm not in a relationship.
Dang.
I am in a partnership.
Take all that back. Okay,
Yeah.
You're in a partnership. What's the difference?
I mean,
It's a ship.
it's a ship.
Situationship, relationship,
Yeah.
friendship. It's a ship. I mean,
It's a ship, but as a partner, you know, it's two people who wanting to go into a situation, not 50-50, but whole, and hold each other to that accountability to stand whole within ourselves. Now you can outgrow that, and that's understood, and that's cool. So we can break parts more at peace than we would at war.
I still don't understand what the difference is. Sounds like a relationship to me.
I mean, everybody has their own language.
Okay, but that's your language of your situation.
Exactly, because I'm gonna show you something. Relate.
Okay.
If I'm looking at, relationships, you ain't gonna always relate, and you're gonna have more time that you're not relating. Mm-hmm. So what you gonna do? Keep falling out? I don't want no relate. I want a partner. That means that even when we're not related, we still know how to work with one another. We still know how to do the building with one another. We still know how to do the growth with one another, so long as we are connected as partners.
Okay.
not relations.
Well, part means to part. I mean, I'm just saying.
How
Relate, part.
Guess what?
If we're gonna break down the words, I'm just saying.
So polarity. That means we are apart.
Right.
So we should both know how to be able to do it. Relations want to do that scuffing and don't want you to go. And
now we getting somewhere. Now we getting somewhere. So what?
Hold on. I'm getting hot. So
I want to know. I told you I was gonna put you in that seat.
I'm cool with it.
How
But
you get to this point though? Real talk. I want to know.
How did I get to this point?
Yeah.
Let's go to the first video, and then after the first video, we'll come back. Hold that thought.
I'm
we're
here
gonna come
for
back to it. All right.
Now you thugging.
I'd rather be alone than to be around people that's faking. A lot of people be hating, wearing masks like they're really happy to see you make it. Undercover wanna take it. I'd rather be alone than to be around people that's faking. A lot of people be hating, wearing masks like they're really happy to see you make it. Undercover wanna take it. I be chillin' me and myself, and I don't need no company. You can keep your fake hopes and your fake love at least 10 feet of me. I don't fool around with sometime friends, and next day foe. Monday I'm your bro, and Tuesday a hoe. Wednesday okay, and Thursday no. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'd rather be alone than to be around people that's faking. A lot of people be hating, wearing masks like they're really happy to see you make it. Undercover wanna take it. I'd rather be alone than to be around people that's faking. A lot of people be hating, wearing masks like they really happy to see you make it. Undercover wanna take it. My life, my struggle, my ups, my downs. In my face, they smiling. I turn around, they frown. The kin folks be the worst folk. You gotta watch your blood. They be the first one to cut your throat and try to pull your plug. I'd rather be alone than to be around people that's faking. A lot of people be hating, wearing masks like they're really happy to see you make it. Undercover wanna take it. I'd rather be alone than to be around people that's faking. A lot of people be hating, wearing masks like they really happy to see you make it. Undercover wanna take it. I'd rather be alone. 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 I said I'd rather be alone.
All right. We back on the Transition Talk Show, and I am with my special guest in the house, Shay Wheaton. All right, man. Now let's rewind a little bit. And now, what was you gonna ask me? What was you saying?
I don't even know where to go right now. Let me just say first and foremost, we crawled together, so I can talk to him like this. But I've learned a lot sitting here, and this is why I came. I wanted to learn from you and, from our listeners and viewers. I didn't know that you felt that way. Like the whole cuddly thing, that's not you. Mm-hmm. I've always known you were a hustler, and I've always admired that about you. But I've never known that that's not your forte, the whole cuddly thing. And you just, we went to break before you could really dig into that thing, but I'm rewinding to that piece. Where did that come from, dude? I'm really a free spirit. And really what that means is that I have always really lived my life knowing that I know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the oldest kid out of 10, out of 2 families, from my mom's side and I'm the oldest.
I always had to walk in leadership role. I never had an opportunity to follow. So I never needed something to show me or tell me what I needed to do. You know, you can advise me and I take the advice because I want to be good at who I am.
Right.
So, but I love being a free spirit because I get the most out of myself that allows me to be able to give you better of myself.
Wow. That I can respect. It just, I don't know, just coming from you, it's like, dang, dude, you're a big freaking teddy bear, so I thought. Now you just a hard hustler, shoot, that don't like to cuddle. But I mean, everything ain't for everybody.
But I mean, don't get it. I don't want to make like that's not what I do. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you have to really understand your partner.
Absolutely.
You know, and you have to be willing to accommodate your partner.
Right.
You know, just because something is not me doesn't mean that I don't participate if it what soothes or pleases my partner.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, give me a breather. You know what I mean? Like, we not Siamese twins.
I'm done.
It's like, it's just, you have to, and that's the thing. It's about, a lot of people want to know the relationship. You got to know the person.
Yeah, that's true. I
You know what
wholeheartedly
I mean?
agree.
And you got to know the person from past tense to present tense,
Right.
because you don't want to be peeling scabs on old wounds.
I think that part is inevitable. As you learn a person, I think that comes with it. Because
Yeah.
if you really truly learn a person, all of us have baggage and all of us have scars.
Mm-hmm.
So peeling those scabs, that's inevitable.
Well,
I learned that in school. Inevitable. Did I say that right?
Okay, well, I'm going to challenge that, right?
Dude.
I'm going to challenge that. On my arm, that's a scar.
Okay.
And I ain't no scab.
Right.
It's just a scar, which means it's just a signification, a symbol of me being healed, not being wounded.
Okay.
So if I know my partner and I know that we have scars, we're not wounded. We're healed. But are we in the mindset of being healed that we can live that way? Not so whatever happened in the past, yeah, it may present itself only to show you that you're not cycling, you're going through.
I think about something you just said. You mentioned being healed. People throw that word around like throwing money at a strip club.
Yeah, for sure.
But are you really healed? I'm not speaking to you directly.
Yeah.
Are we really healed? Because it's the new thing today. Oh, I'm the hood me versus the healed me.
See, now you might finna get me to a point where I'm gonna lose some subscribers, and please don't.
Well,
Hey, subscribers, I love you guys. I love you for tuning in. But I'm gonna say this, right? Is that you're always in operation of healing. But if you know this, then you can consider yourself as healed because you are a operator of it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But now, if it's something that you're not attentive within yourself with, you're going to be someone who's always at some point acting wounded. That's the difference. Healing, are we healed? No.
Mm-mm.
Because nothing is perfect.
Right.
But am I an operator in my healing?
Mm-hmm.
I am. So that's to be the demonstration, and that should be what's being seen. And that is what, man, should enlighten you, or, what draws you. Because if that's not your drawing, then understand what's drawing to you. The opposite. The hurt.
Okay. I'm going to let that go for now. But I want to talk about representatives.
When you say representatives, break that down for me.
Representatives, the people that show up on the first date.
Okay.
The representative.
Okay.
I want to talk about those people.
Okay.
Have you ever met any of those? Have you ever had any representatives come into your life?
Yeah. Because I was a representative.
There it is.
I was a representative. I was a person who thought I knew what I wanted.
Let me get close to the mic.
But I wasn't a person who was willing to go through. for what I wanted. Not when it came to another individual. You know,
And now you are?
I'm all in.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're no longer a representative?
Nah, I'm me. And I presented myself that way.
Okay.
You know, there was like a 3-year hiatus of me with anybody
Why?
because I needed to be with me. I needed to know me. I needed to love me. I needed to date me.
To heal?
I needed to go through the process.
Go through that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't have space for it. My space wasn't a safe space. Somebody was going to get hurt.
What's different from then and now?
It's a safe space. We're gonna operate through the hurt. We're gonna figure it out. You know, I was a runner. If it looked good and you presented it good, it best be good. The moment that it ain't,
You out.
I ain't got time.
Now you 10 toes down, right?
Yeah. I ain't even 10 toes. It's concrete.
Oh, okay. Is that a break out here, a commercial break?
Nah, I'm good. You know? I mean, the thing is that if you don't have confidence about what you're doing
Yeah.
or about what you're in, then what is it standing under?
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
agree.
and this is what it means to be in that role of polarity, because I'm talking based off of me. I'm not talking based off of her.
So tell me this. How do you come back from deceit? He had to grab the mic. I don't know if y'all saw that, but he grabbed it like right here at the neck. So that means it's about to get real.
I mean, how do you come back from it?
Yeah, how do you come back? Do you come back from it? How do you overcome it?
If it never has any trials, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it really has no solidifications.
And by it, you mean the relationship or the partnership?
Yeah, like I had someone, matter of fact, my little brother had told me yesterday, he said, man, see, I got to be a person who, before I get all the way in with a person, I want to be able to see all faces of the person. Mm-hmm. I want to know what they look like when they're happy. I want to know what they look like when they down. I want to know what they look like when their bank account full. I want to know what they look like when their bank account is empty. I want to know what they look like in all facets before I make my choice.
That comes with time.
Well, time, you can say time, but that's, I don't believe that that's real. And if I look at time, I'm going to always run out. So I ain't going to never stay around.
Okay.
Because I don't have time to give.
Dude, at first you ain't got time to give. Then you ain't 10 toes down. You're in the concrete. I need another sip of water because I can't keep up.
Understand, if I'm basing it off time, man, it's going to run out. But I want to be able to know at this moment that even if I clocked out right now, I live the best moments with where I'm at. And it can have a shorter distance in time than it was from something that I was having hell in.
I get that piece. Well, going back to your little brother. Thank you, little brother, for that, what you gave him last night. Because for me, with my husband, I think I showed up as a representative for him when we first met. Because, my hair was a little bit longer back then, and then it got shorter and shorter and shorter. And I started laying those wigs on the nightstand, you know what I'm saying? And all that kind of stuff. And I started taking off lashes, and then the clothes started, going to the floor, and the shoes started going over there, and that took time. I'm just saying.
Let me say this, man. Hey, y'all. For me, at least a good 90 to 95% of the women that I dated, that I talked to, was natural. What I mean, like, I don't want to see your weave. I don't want to see your makeup. I want to see you for who you are. Because that could be, just me dressing up and me making up. But I want to see you, not made up. I don't want the cover up. I want to see you. And are you comfortable just being you? I got to look at you at night with nothing. You know what I mean? And if it's a wolf at night, let it be a wolf in the day, so I can make the right choice for myself.
Were they natural because they wanted to be natural, or did you?
No, that's how it was. You know.
No, but you said that's how it was. Why was it was?
Because
why was it like that?
My taste.
So you didn't allow them to be their true and authentic self.
They were when they come across and I seen. That's what I saw. That's what I attracted to. So that's what these.
So you trying to tell me that nothing? Now you know we went to school together. You trying to tell me that none of the people you dated wore weaves
in school?
In school, in the hood.
If I give some names, then you'll be like, oh yeah, I see. But yeah, they did.
We don't need to get in the. We ain't got a
like,
name drop.
You got to realize.
I got this Rolodex right here.
One female I talked to, even and by the time we graduated, she still had a curl. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm just saying, man.
See, we done went all the way around the mulberry bush.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying this how long it's been with me. I'm just like this. Now, when I was just, in the field, and I don't care, because you can't, I'm not looking for you to stay. I ain't care what you come with, what you look like.
When you were in the field?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I got to add that to my Rolodex, in the field. Y'all heard that when he was in the field, sowing your oats?
I mean,
ain't that what the dude said on Coming to America?
Yeah, they say that.
They were royal oats, but
you have to really find yourself.
I mean,
you know what I mean, to really know yourself. And
that's true.
I did a lot of finding myself.
Okay, dude, I got a question for you, and I'm not picking on you because my 3 older children, their father passed away, so I didn't really go through the whole baby daddy drama thing. Because he passed away when me and my husband first got together. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with blended families, bringing them around, like bringing your children around your partners or your, friends? How does that work? What does it look like? What's the family dynamic with the baby mamas and the new girlfriend? How do you make that work?
With me?
Oh, hell.
I'm just asking, you talking about for general or with me?
Well, since you're sitting here with you.
I'm cool with all mine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We've been in this a minute. My oldest child is 21,
mm-hmm.
And I never really had I never was in a relationship truly, except for when I was married, when I had my children. You know what I mean? So.
He was married, y'all.
I've been married twice.
Yeah,
no. Working on the third one, so
Wait, what? Keep talking. Never mind.
Let me do that, please. You know what I mean? But no. For me, it took time, to grow with people, and then you got to know your background. I came from, not a single parent home, but I came from. Grandma's homes, you know what I mean?
Right.
So the teachings are different, and your raising is different, and your understanding and acceptance of different things are different, right?
Right.
But when it came down with my children's mothers, I was gonna be a father no matter what. My first son passed.
Mm-hmm.
I was 19, and that was hard on me. So every kid was a blessing. And I did things in my personal life without them that I had to live up for just to my children.
Right.
Like going to prison and they out here,
mm-hmm.
And me leaving them naked like that without a father.
Right.
So me having to come back and rebuild those relationships. So with my children, mothers, they understand who I am. They know me for me, and they know that for my children, I'm going to be there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And because I wasn't with them, I was always with women. So they, you go through those little rough patches like that,
right?
But when they begin to have an understanding on who you are, they can trust who you are. So like now, I have 3 extended children now, and they're younger. My children are older,
right?
They out the way. I have one that's 12, and he's older than the 3. But they're all in that same bracket.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm more so at home with my extended than I am with my son. You get what I'm saying?
But there's that understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and you got to understand it's more so about who you are, not about the other parties.
Absolutely.
And also making sure that the individual who you're with, that you two are locked in and on the same page. Because if it's in your home, then you have to be able to have a functional home and what that looks like. Despite if everything around is functional or dysfunctional, you still have to be functional here.
I agree. I just always wondered about it. I get a lot of questions from people about, blended families or regarding. I can't, give them that dynamic because my kids have basically only known my husband now.
Yeah.
Because like I said, their dad passed away when we first got together. So there's always that question. But what you got for me? I'm tired of asking you questions. I'm a guest on your show now. Come on, I'm tired now.
I appreciate that, man. Like,
I'm
I
about to eat
don't know.
another
It
snack.
seemed like you were trying to do role reversal up in
I wasn't. Look, you got me in front of this camera, child. I want to be a talk show host so bad, so I took the opportunity and just, flipped the chair a little bit.
Yeah, you
I'm gonna shut
kind of
up.
did, but man, let's go.
I'm gonna be quiet. Okay.
We gonna go to the sucker video, man. Then we're gonna come back, and then we'll, then I got some things I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Video shot by billions. When I'm spitting what I'm living, he gonna show you so you feel it.
Respect the name. Fifth floor, I'm hustling, man. Every day I'm with it. Grinding hard like I get it. Whole team, we flexing. On your neck, I'm pressing. Then we dropping out here. Haters hate how we live. Get the cash. Free game, we taste the bag. Not just music, this real life. I ain't tripping on the price. Camera got me taking flights. Camera got me rocking flights. Shawty wants me for 3 nights. But all I wanna do is stack my money to the top. Foreign car, drop top. Biggest house on my block. Never with my grind stop. Blue Jays, I got a cup. All I wanna
Do is go get money like an armored truck. Ride clean, sip lean, and keep them crumbling Zaza blunts. Side piece, low key. Love when I drive cause she suck me up. Really get live after 2 or 3 cups. So that Snoop Dogg wine, she drunk as fuck. Got off my ass, got the bag. Watch me as I'm running it up. I'm stacking cash, moving fast.
When you light up, yeah, lights all over.
I can't wait to get to the dinner.
Man, we back on the Trainsition Talk show. For you guys who just now joining in, appreciate you guys for joining in, and introduce you to my special guest, Shay Wheaton. I gotta break it down, man. I gotta break it down right. Until I get it right. You know what? This is not the first time that ever happened to me. I've been corrected a few times.
That's okay. Don't love.
But my thing is this, okay? 22 years, right?
Yeah.
In 22 years, what keeps you in it without stepping out of it? Or in 22 years, is there gonna be some stepping out?
Well, I can't speak for everybody else. I've been with my husband now. We've been together 22 years, married 19. There's been some steps. There's been some outs. But you have to know one another. You have to really, 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 really know one another. And you have to sit back and assess the situation, because every time that there's been some stepping, the situation has been assessed. And once you, it's selfish. I'll just put it like that. If I can just keep it real.
Yeah.
It's selfish as hell.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing on the other side. You, like the old saying says, you think the grass is so much greener. And it might be for the moment.
Right.
It's green. But when that daggum water bill start rolling through and you start seeing the price that you have to pay just to keep that thing green, it ain't worth it.
Right.
Because what you have at home is what's going to sustain you and keep you and help promote longevity within the relationship. That stepping was just that, a step.
Right.
But step your ass, and excuse my language, right on back in that house, because it ain't nothing out there.
Right.
It ain't. And there are people that have been together longer than 22 years that say they have not stepped. And I mean, to each his own. But for me, yes, there's been some stepping, and I'm not ashamed to say it, because we got to keep it real, because people, they will look at even me and be like, oh my God, you and your husband, you're so beautiful, you're such a beautiful couple, and blah. And yes, that may be now, but we've come through a lot, and we've gone through a lot.
Right.
But with both of us, and the love that we have for each other, and the love that we have for God, who keeps us centered, and the love that we have for our children, it keeps us together and keeps us grounded.
You just said a powerful word. So let's add it to this topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how important do you think a higher power is for a partnership?
There's no other way for me. And again, I don't want to say, oh, it's the end all be all for everybody. I wish that was the case, and I would love for that to be, for everybody, that everybody trusted, as I do. But for me, there's no other way. And I can only speak on that, and I can only say that because of what I've gone through and because of what we've been through as a couple. Honey, that's the only thing that has kept us is Christ. I said it. That's the only thing that's kept us. I don't know what worked for y'all, but that's the only thing that has kept us.
I mean, I think that's very important to have some references. We got a caller. Caller,
it's me.
hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Introduce yourself.
I'm Keisha.
How you doing, Keisha?
Hey, Keisha, how are you?
I'm good.
What's your question, girl?
I thought I'd chime in a little bit.
Well, come on.
What you got?
I believe relationships is different from everyone, because as of for me, I was married for 10 years to my children's daddy, and it basically was about nothing. It was straight out of high school. It was basically just what it was, a relationship, and it wasn't marriage. And like y'all was saying before, the grass ain't always green on the other side, because of course we didn't last. But as I got older and we moved on from each other and I got into a new relationship, it's different. And your perspective, once you get grown and everything, you require more. It's not that high school love, that just regular love. And when you do meet someone, it's more of, you need more. You have to live more off of, it's not just love. You need everything. You need that person to show up financially. You need that person to be there for you and everything. So that's what I think. Everybody, love language and everything is different. So
true facts.
True
facts. Thank you for that, Keisha. I mean, no truer words. Love is not enough. You have to be well-rounded. And again, I speak for me. Protection, finances, love. You want to feel protected. And that goes both ways. I know we always say the woman wants to be protected, but the man should be protected, and he should feel protected as well. You have to protect his heart. You have to protect his thoughts, his feelings, and vice versa for women as well. So I definitely agree with you, Keisha. Thanks for bringing that up. You do need more than love.
That is true. And even to piggyback out what she said, a lot of people want to base things around love, right? Mm-hmm. But then it's genuinely about what is it that you love, because you can't love your relationship more than you love particular things if you're going to have that partnership.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love has a big factor. But if I love this relationship more than I love myself, that relationship going to kill me. Mm.
Yes.
If I love that relationship more than I love my higher being, that relationship is going to kill me. The relationship cannot sustain without a love of yourself or of a higher power, and being able to both people being able to find a cohesiveness on those levels first outside of the relationship.
Right, I agree.
Because when you start to love a person more than you love anything else, as you said earlier, you do lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to fight for love. You're trying to fight for somebody to give you what you're giving in, and it's exhausting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to lose yourself within that. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you find, well, I can't say, because I guess for me, I have grown so much, but you find so many women and men that put so much time into, oh, I love this person, I want to stick it out, I want to do this and I want to do that. But in the midst of all that, you're losing yourself, you know? It comes to more than just being love. Like, it's way more than that, than in a relationship. So.
I agree, love. I definitely agree. Well, thank you for calling in, sweetie.
I do appreciate it, Keisha. You know what I mean? And thank you for tuning in to the show.
No problem.
All right. Before we get off here though, you know, what is it from your experience that you can say to the audience to help those that may be in a struggling time in their relationship?
Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Love yourself first, because if you don't, you ain't going to have nothing to give your children. You won't have anything to give to your spouse, to your partner, if you're not loving yourself. And if you continue to, ladies, I'm going to say this, ladies and guys, stop confiding in everybody. Stop putting everything on freaking social media. I have people all the time, when I do post my anniversary pics, oh my God, you're married? Yes, I'm married. Well, you never really post your husband. I protect my husband. I protect my relationship. Everything ain't for everybody to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Save something for the wondering minds and the wondering eyes. It's okay to make people think. It's okay to make people wonder, because if you're doing everything 100% correct, they're going to still find something. You know, they're going to find some dirt. If you're doing everything bad, they're going to find something worse.
Right.
So in a nutshell, my advice, be true to yourself. Keep all your business off of social media. Love yourself. Stop pouring into people. You know, stop riding for people. You know what I'm saying? That won't even walk for you. You know what I'm saying? You become emotionally bankrupt when you start, you know, giving all of yourself to a thing or to an entity or to a person. You don't have anything left for self. Yeah. I'm in a selfish season, so I love myself.
And as well as it should be, and you're right about that. You know, a lot of people want to broadcast what they feel to be is their happiness or their joy. You know, everybody want to. You know, I have a good friend, Kafre. He big on telling, like, man, these relationships ain't what it seems. These just, you know, social media relationships and stuff. And a lot of it is, you know, but you have to realize a lot of people paint these pictures because it's what they want. But it's what they want because they don't realize they have it. People just don't have this type of dialogue that you know that you do have it, so you don't have to front about it.
Right.
If you're just willing to go through what it is that you want, you know, and refine yourself constantly, it will be there. Every day you got to shower and clean.
That's true.
You shouldn't look at your partnership no different way in order to keep it renewed and fresh.
Agreed.
You know, but if you just constantly going off of past and old, and it's not gonna, that's too much weight, and that's dirty weight.
Old keys won't unlock new doors. I'm just saying.
I wasn't ready for that. But no, man, that's but it's real, man. I do appreciate you for coming out. Absolutely. And being able to share, and also being able to challenge my mind. You know, a lot of time when people come, I get to challenge the mind. You know, but you kind of came in and act like it was Trainsition show, you know what I mean, rather than Train show, you know. But I appreciate it, man. I really do hope that you guys had really got something out of this. Give us the feedback, you know, leave them into the comments and things of that nature. Let us know what you think, and so we can be able to come back with some more things that we can be able to share and talk about and be enlightening people with. Until next time, next Sunday, and we'll see you again.
It's your mind now. Yeah. I'm blind now. I didn't see a thing. Shit, I care less what you call her. She mine now. Yeah, and I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now. I didn't see a thing. I can care less what you call her. She mine now. Yeah, and I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now. I didn't see a thing. She could have had multiple niggas, a lot of dudes. Danced in the club, showing love, I don't care. Cause every time we get together in a room full of people, shitting the daddy like ain't nobody there. So I can care less what you call careless. She mine now, she mine. Yeah, and I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now, I'm blind. I didn't see a thing. I'm gone deaf with your gossiping. Ray Charles, tell your boy to get. I'm a grown man. Everybody got a past, don't you? Everybody been around a couple times. Just say I'm lying. Ain't got no right to judge another man. Ain't got no business. Get about their business. Worry about who holding hand. In my life, let me live. Going about your own. Hollering about you trying to helping, just leave me alone. Won't you go on with that yapping and nagging like you're better than the weather, like you got your shit together. Leave me alone, go on with that yapping and acting like you're better than the weather. You ain't got your shit together. Sure, I can care less what you call careless. She mine now, she mine. Yeah, and I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now, I'm blind. I didn't see a thing. I can care less what you call careless. She mine now. Yeah, and I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now, blind. I didn't see a thing. She could have had multiple niggas, a lot of dudes. Danced in the club, showing love, I don't care. Cause every time we get together in a room full of people, shitting the daddy like ain't nobody there. So I can care less what you call her. Careless. She mine now, she mine. Yeah, and I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now, I'm blind. I didn't see a thing.